Bye. Right. Accommodation for a couple of nights. Morning. Gordale Scar. That came up yesterday afternoon. Red van over there. Gordale Scar campsite. So, plan today. Walking down now into Gordale Scar itself. Now the only showstopper on this is there's a waterfall at the end that you've got to scale. Now, I've done it before, about 5 years ago, and it was a little bit sketchy then. So I've just got to give that a go looking at. Well, it might be a short walk. If I can't get up it, I'll have to go for plan B, and I've not made that one yet. Or I'll fall off and I'll be at the bottom of the cliff. Either way, we shall sort out in the next 15 minutes, I guess. So yeah, so down here, assuming I can get up the waterfall, that puts me onto a steep scramble. And then eventually winds its way up onto towards Malham Tarn. I'm going to have a walk around that. I didn't do that bit last time. And then intercept the Pennine Way to come back to Malham Cove. And the limestone pavement, we had a walk up to that from the van yesterday, and Janets Foss. So I'll also be picking Malham Cove up again today, and also Janets Foss. I'll do the second half of the circuit I did yesterday today as well, on the same loop. So that's the plan. So all hinges really on this waterfall around here. Gordale Scar, the reveal. Da, da, da. It's right enough for Saturday morning, and got it to myself. So that's the way in. Now the way out is up there. Everything hinges on getting up this really. If I can't get up this, kind of knackered for this route. But I say, I have done it before, so it should be within my capabilities. It depends how slippy the rocks are, because obviously water flow and moss and everything. Now last time I went up this right hand side, and you sort of get so far, and then it got to be a little bit of technical. But other people go up this left hand side, so I might give that a go to looking at today, and see what that turns out like. Track in place. That was quite easy actually that way. I obviously made it quite difficult the time before, as is usually the way. So now it's quite a steep scramble out up to the left here, and that's the source. The river runs along the top and comes under that, all feeds that, and then that goes all the way down to Janets Foss. But that was the hinge. If I couldn't get up there, I'd say pretty much game over. But quite simple that way. This job's a good one. We're up and at them now. Gordale Scar waterfall, up some super steep steps, and now a bit of a scree run, but I think there might be a little bit of a path off to the left, a little bit of one. I think from memory that's pretty much the top as of the steep stuff. Good grief. So along this sort of open bit, I think for a mile or so before I intersect a road. Cracking day, no wind, and no major sun at the moment. Well, that's fine. Don't want it getting too hot. So if it stays like this all day, super good. Approaching a road. I can either go up the road itself or stay this side of the wall. That's what I did last time. It got quite boggy, but it's been super dry, so I'm assuming it'll be perfectly fine. So I'll stick with that rather than road walking. I've got a little bit of road to walk, but nothing too dramatic. So I'll stick off-road as much as I can, I think. I've got two paths now. I can just go down that bit of road and follow them up there, or go up this track here, and then there should be a path breaks left a couple hundred metres up here, which will basically intersect where they're going as well. So give that a look, and just have a circuit around Malham Tarn, which we didn't get to last time, and then pick up the previous route again down the Pennine Way down to Malham Cove. Not a breath of wind, so unfortunately a reasonable bit of cloud cover, but it makes it also not too hot, but it's quite humid. So next stop really is Malham Tarn, which is over there. That's it. That's the end of that track as far as I'm going anyway. I was turning left, so outside of this copse to that larger copse, and then should hit the shores of Malham Tarn. So I intersect this and turn right. I'll put me onto Malham Tarn. So we're on the Pennine Way. Malham Tarn, a quaint little observation deck, picnic spot. having. This is dropping me back down towards the level of the tarn. I'll say that I've just got to figure out how to get around it. The road's just there. I went carried on up that way. 100 metres will put me onto the road. This path here seems to pretty much run parallel to it, and it'll intersect the road a bit further down. As you can see, a bit of a road section. I've just come off of that. We're on the west shore of Malham Tarn, so I've come up and over the north of it, down a bit of a bridle way, and now we're on a road section. So now I've just got to keep going left. So I left at this road, probably about half a mile, and then left again. I'll put me back to the sort of south side of Malham Tarn, which is where I'll then break off to the Pennine Way. So a little bit of road before we get off the trail again, or on the trail again, should I say. Malham, 3 miles. Nearly 4 3/4 miles into the loop, including the extended bit. But yeah, just down here, follow this to the next road junction. A bit of a farm here in this copse, carry on past that. There's another road then that crosses, so I'll turn left and head over that direction. I say intercept the Pennine Way and bug out to the south. A bit of a chimney kiln over there. I've just had drone up over that. Couldn't get to it sensibly because fences and barbed wire and things. So weren't going to bother doing that, but I don't need to. I've got alternate methods of getting there. So that's where we parked then last time we did Malham Cove and Janets Foss and Gordale Scar. So really, I've just extended that link rather than coming back along here and going where I'm going. I carried on all the way along Malham Tarn and all the way around, so I've extended probably 3 miles. Right then, off the road. A little bit more road in a bit when I get to the bottom of Malham Cove. A bit of road section through the village before you get off track again. But, so just up here the path splits. The Pennine Way per se is the left track, I believe. Public bridle way, Malham Scar Gate, half a mile. Pennine Way, Malham Cove, 1.5 miles. And down the stream for a bit, down inside quite a steep side of slippy limestone gully from memory, and it just generally meanders its way down to the limestone pavement. Right, into the gorge. A limestone mishmash. Fortunately it's dry, so it's not too slippy, but they are quite polished because it's one of the main routes down to Malham Cove itself, so you have to watch where you're putting your feet because it can be slippy. Cave over yonder. Let's head down there now and along that valley floor. But to get there, just got to go back this way and then down this path. Levelled out to more path now. And it's just down here basically, around that corner. I think pretty much puts me back to Malham Cove. So come on, there's a path along the side of that and then drops down all this. So I say Malham Cove, probably 1/4 mile. all them people up there are taking the, we came in that way yesterday when we came up last night from Gordale Scar, so that takes you over the top between one and the other. But so the limestone pavement and the cliff edge itself is, I say, just around this nib basically. So I expect it to be quite busy. Certainly busier than last night. That was okay. So then you've got a choice. You can either carry on down to the bottom of the cliff and down through Malham and through the woods to Janets Foss, back to Gordale Scar that way, or you can turn left and go over the top. Right, so here's the start of the limestone pavement. I'm going along this pavement, but first I'm going to climb up onto high ground there, find a rock to pull up and have a drink and watch the world go by for 10 minutes, and then come back down here and walk along the pavement itself. What we have here is Malham Cove, the limestone pavement. You have to watch where you're putting your feet. Seems like only yesterday I came down these steps. Oh, it were down, 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 more down, but nearly at the bottom. And that is the base of Malham Cove. Malham Cove cliff, and the limestone pavement goes across there. Then come down the staircase, puts you onto this graded path. If we follow now to intersect the road, that then drops us down into Malham village. Alright, that's the end of the trail. Malham village, the Malham smithy. Hidden bridge. Down this trail a little bit, probably 400-500 metres, and then break left. There's a bit of a barn you can see over yonder, just over that wall, so I've got to go past that and it can take me down the bit of a gorge there, which puts me through a wood, and that'll put me to Janets Foss, and then back to the van, about 200 metres past the waterfall. Banded garraways having a paddle. I don't think I've ever seen cows stood in a river before. Can't recall any occasion I've seen that. Janets Foss, 1 mile. Just on the trail, coming into the woodland, a couple hundred metres, and then through the woods to Janets Foss. Actually cows in the cow shed. Temperature's just climbed dramatically. WD-40 sort that out. So, woodland trail now at Rest Way. Janets Foss, hanging in trees up here a bit further on. There's some little like houses hanging from the branches, what they think made out of old books. for bees to live in and other insects basically. There, it's like made out of a book spine and then like a load of little wooden tubes. I'll see this one a bit better, it's straight above me. Well, we'll probably come back later this evening when it's calmed down a bit. That's it. Back to the road. There's the snack cabin. And that's the gate there to the path what takes you up and over to go Malham Cove that way. Fancy seeing you here. Hey up! There we was back. I didn't fall off the waterfall, so I obviously carried on. Just under 10.5 miles, 5 hours. It's the walking about on rocks bit I can't do. Yeah, it's not good. I'm in. It's really not the temperature, it's the moving. Well, that as well, but it's the moving. Don't know how much further I'm going. Jesus Christ. Oh. I don't know if I can go any further though. Oh, there is a fish in here, there's a great big bloody trout.